It's been a long time hustling and I'm still grinding. I'm gon' fly, I see sky. It's been a long time hustling and I'm still grinding.
For having us, and I'm looking forward to being able to discuss all these issues with you, and I hope that our listeners will take something with them after it's all said and done.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Right now, we want to just naturally just give a standing ovation to this icon here. He's ready. He's taking in all that he can take in at the moment. I'm pretty sure he's had some rest. As we said, this is Africa's best, Africa's finest at the moment. A family man, a philanthropist, a brilliant actor, best actor in his latest picture somewhere in Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Majid Michel.
Well, everything you said was true, but I had some rest. Still thinking about that. But I haven't had any, but Atlanta makes you feel like, no matter how stressed you are, you're still relaxed. I love it here.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah. Welcome, once again.
Thank you.
When we had a chat a couple of months ago at your Bed of Roses premiere, some things came up as far as why it is now that you're what you are, in the face of the African people across the world. Your fans are having some phenomenal things to say about you. What is it that's made the difference with you, Majid?
Well, I just try as much as possible not to be predictable by my fans. Always giving something new, something different, no matter how similar my characters, my roles are. And I kill myself for them, bring it out from the inside. Inside out, it's more spiritual than physical.
Well, having said that, looking at your picture somewhere in Africa, in North Carolina, I couldn't help but to notice your versatility, the many different characters and roles that you play. What was it that Frank, your director, this wonderful guy that's done this thing for the image of Africa with this picture, what was it that he expected of you as a seasoned actor? What were his expectations of you to make sure you get into those characters that you play?
Well, there was a big fight before we started, Frank and I. He insisted that I play both parts, and I told him no. Use someone else for the general, and I played a journalist, and he insisted, and said he wasn't going to shoot a movie if I wasn't going to agree to play both parts. And it went on for like a month, and then I asked him, okay then, so you have to tell me now exactly what you want me to do as a general and what you want me to do as the other guy, because I had played 2 roles already in a movie called Pool Party.
Okay.
So then we sat thoroughly and discussed, and then he put it across to me exactly how he wanted to be, and he said he doesn't see it in anyone else, but he knows what I can pull out from that character he's looking for, because he's worked for me for so long, and he can tell exactly what I can do with the character. So he put it up to me, and then the movie started, and well, the whole idea about me playing a darker skinned guy was on the set. It wasn't an initial arrangement about that part. It just happened on the set, and that actually changed everything. I usually like spontaneous, actions that make me react differently in instances like that. So the whole idea about me changing my skin color and doing other things in the general really brought out something out that I was really surprised myself, and I still give kudos to Frank for actually forcing me to play both parts.
Well, I think that stood out, in a lot of ways. So, moving on, I want to just briefly talk about some other issues outside of this. Now, with this film, it's set to, obviously draw a bit of an attention. I can guarantee you that because of what you portrayed in it. Now, it came up at the NAFCA summit that, we need to do something about piracy and, copyright infringement, so that as we do things like this, we'll be able to get them where we really intend for them to go before they're on the internet for everybody else to see. Prior to that, what would you do differently to step in to make sure that you actually do get a return on this investment that you've made in this?
I really don't concentrate on cinemas, but that will be the magic, and that will solve most of the problems concerning piracy, which we can't totally eradicate. It's not possible to wipe out piracy is not possible, no matter what. I mean, even in Hollywood movies, you see the unfinished jobs coming out some way, somehow. So, well, we'll just have to concentrate more on cinemas before we release the films, and that will cut it down a little.
Well, I'd like to throw this again to Reggie. Reggie, you know, you're a pivotal part of Divine Entertainment International, and also the guild that's just recently been set up for yourself, Dr. Clarice Cooler, and all that stuff. Now, what's your take on this? Because it came up as well at the summit, piracy laws and so on and so forth. Making sure that investors and producers, do stand to reap.
Yeah. Well, most of the distributors here in the U.S., the main ones, of course, Sander and Executive Films, they distribute majority of the movies that come out of Africa, I mean Nollywood. And they are the ones that are hitting right now. And as much as the technology is great, people are getting these movies onto the internet way before it gets to distribution. And so they've seen their sales decrease, they've seen people come to the stores saying that they've already watched the movie on the internet. So at the conference, Sam was able to be there from Executive, and his appeal to directors and everybody in the industry is that they should try and first and foremost get their releases and all their licenses when they do the movie. And he's willing to step up and help them do that, because currently he has retained a lawyer who is helping him fight some of this piracy that's going on the internet. So they have been able to take some of the movies off, and I don't know how successful that will be, because like Majid said, you can never stop piracy. They're always going to put something up. What we can do is to be able to probably come up with some creative ways to secure this movie and to work with people with integrity, people we can trust. The problem is, the movie leaks from where? Does it leak from the editor's room? Does it leak from the director to the distribution? Somewhere between that journey, somebody lays hands on that movie and gets the movie out. So, people are saying that other distributors are being envious, so they try to sabotage other distributors by getting a copy of the movie and hitting the distributor who has the master. So all these are issues that we need to address and be able to get the word out, so that directors will protect their movies and producers will protect their movies, so that when it gets to the distributor, like Majid said, we will go to the cinema and watch it. We will do premieres both in Africa and America, raise some money before it gets to DVD. But if it gets to the internet before the premiere, it's a total loss. So my advice is that get all your releases, get ownership of your movies, get all your licenses, and deal with the distributor directly. Trust your distributors and secure your movie. Work with integrity, work with people you can trust, and just hope for the best.
So going on, we're looking for some really, really tangible solutions this time around.
Yes.
I mean, you walk into the African stores, and no disrespect, some are genuinely picking up these copies to market and distribute, but there are also the ones that you will see with the very, very bad copies and so on and so forth. So perhaps it's not just from the top, maybe somewhere along the. What is the guild doing? I mean, the guild has said, okay, especially with movies coming into the United States.
Exactly. I mean, for those who are in the U.S. that have retail stores and making copies of the movies, my challenge is that the consumers should not purchase it, because if they stop patronizing those type of copied movies, they will have to just go back to the distributor and get originals. A lot of us, we go into the stores and we still buy those copied movies. So that is a no-no. If there is no demand for it, there won't be supply. So until we keep on getting the word out and educate the consumers that here's the difference. This is how an original looks like, and this is how a copied DVD looks like. These days they are so smart, they still shrink wrap it and make it look like the original. But if you take a closer look, you see that it's a photocopy and it's not an original.
Right.
And so that's one of the things that we have to do as consumers. But if we keep buying those copied DVDs, you know, a retailer goes and buy maybe 5 copies from a distributor and goes and copies like 200 because he doesn't want to go back and buy some more. And that's killing the movie industry. So that's the answer to that. Now, as far as the guild is concerned, you know, these are, again, reputable professionals that are both in Nollywood and here in the US, right, that have come together to form this guild to protect some of these things. So the guild is going to be made up of members in the industry, from actors to directors to cinematographers to editors to, you know, graphic designers to set designers, you know. And when the membership begins to take, you know, hold and we have integrity and we are representing these members, we plan on bringing some standard, you know, some regulations to some of these things. The guild will be able to step in to bring, you know, some type of resolve, you know, where directors can even be able to fund their movies better, edit them better, get the right actors, get the right writers to do the screenplays and all that. So the appeal at the NAFCA conference is that, you know, directors and producers should begin filling out their membership forms and join the guild so that the guild can raise membership and begin to get to work and put things in place. And that's a start. That's a very good start.
Sounds like it.
Lights off, still see the sky with no sun and the lights off. Who knew this black star was from Ghana? Persistence for my brother, the grind for my mama.